Hey everybody, so today I'm just going to walk through some games, bid and play, and talk through it all so you can kind of get a sense of how a round of bridge goes. So let's go. Here we go. There's my hand. I'm on the bottom. I'm south. My partner is north. And let's take a look at the bidding. My partner bid by passing. That means he doesn't have an opening hand, which means he doesn't even have 12 points in his hand to make an opening bid. Same with east, but that's neither here nor there. I want to focus on my partner right now. Just because he doesn't have 12 points, he may have 11 points. He may have less. We don't know. But if we have an opening hand, we can place a bid. So what do we have? Well, we have 5 spades, I see. And actually, 3 of them are honors. The king, the queen, and the jack. The kings are worth 3. The queens are worth 2. The jacks are worth 1. Aces are worth 4. And if we were to add up all of these points, including this king of hearts, including the honors cards we have in clubs, we have a grand total of 17 points. That's a lot of points. Is it a balanced hand? Well, the question is, are there any singletons? Nope. Are there any voids? Nope. Is there only one doubleton? Yes. And in fact, this is called a 5-3-3-2. It is a balanced hand. There's no voids, there's no singleton, and only one doubleton. So it's a balanced hand. And in my course, I talk about this. If you have 15 to 17 points and you have a balanced hand, you can make an opening bid of one no trump. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, yes, I do have 5 spades. But at this point, we're going to go to one no trump. And it looks like we won the contract. In fact, let me click on it here. Everybody else passed. So we won the contract of one no trump. And we only have to make 7 tricks to win this contract. 6 plus 1 if it is no trump. Now, as I talk about, the very first thing you need to do is count your winners. Let's go ahead and do that. Well, we have a great hand here, and we don't have an ace, so we're going to lose one of them. But after we lose that ace, we're going to be able to win 4. Over here, we have a king, and we're going to lose an ace, and we don't have the queen, so we're going to lose another card. So we have at most 1 winners. If we're talking about guaranteed winners, though, we don't have any. But in terms of winners that we could possibly have, I'm saying we have 4. Now over here we have 2 guaranteed winners, and over here, because we have the ace up top, we have a guaranteed winner. So we definitely have 3 guaranteed winners plus an additional 5 possible winners. That is certainly more than enough to get us our 7 tricks. So the plan is going to have to be to get the ace out of the spades so that we can then play these as winners. So the question is, how do we get out that ace? Well, they started with a 5, and we're going to start by playing up here in our dummy hand up in the north, and all we can hope for is if we play this 6, they will play the ace, and then we will play low, and we now know that if spades comes back again, we have 4 winners. They know that too, which is why they're taking control and moving on to another suit. They're moving on to diamonds. And like I said before, we know we have 1 winning diamond. So we're going to go ahead and win it with our diamond. And because South won the last time, we're starting with South. So I'll start low. And then I'll win it with the ace. And now that North won, we can go ahead and move back to the spades. And if I play, and we're playing in the north, so I'll play this up here. And I know now that these are 4 winners, which we're going to knock out 1, 2, 3, 4 right now. Play that. And now we can play this one. We don't have any spades up here, so we're just going to play cards that we know are losing cards. For example, we know that 7 is going to be a losing card. And we can play the jack. And I might as well play that 5 since I know it's going to be a losing card. If you look already now, you can see that East and West did not play any spades. They're out of spades. So I know this 10 is also a guaranteed winner. And I'm going to go ahead and play the 9 of hearts. And now I can move on to another suit. We already have 5 winners. We only need 7. And we know we have these 2 guaranteed winners, ace and king down here. So let's go ahead and play them. And if you want to do the math here, we have 5 up here and 3 down here. That's 8. Therefore, there's 5 outstanding clubs. And if East and West have split them 2 and 3, after we play this ace and this king, only 1 will be left. And if the queen gets played in these 2 tricks, then we'll be able to know that this jack is good and we can get an extra trick. So let's see if the queen comes out. It may not, because I'm sure they don't want to give it up if they don't have to give it up. So they didn't bring it out. And there it is. So sometimes you can't control it. That must be his last club, because I'm sure he would have wanted to hold on to it if he could have. And so now we also know we've won with this one. And you can see they're out of clubs, so that's great too. At this point, I do not think there is a card that they will not take and win. I know that they have better diamonds than us, and I think they do have that ace of hearts that's still in there. And there it is. So they're just going to continue and run this board. If they throw us back, and we don't have a choice but to play. But it doesn't matter, because we made our contract. We needed 7 tricks, and we got 8 tricks. And here's the last one. Again, we knew that this was the case. And so let's do one more hand. So here's our cards on the bottom. Great cards. 4 aces. 2 kings. This is a great hand. In fact, if our partner has a lot of cards, this is a slam. But even if it isn't, let me count our tricks here. When I see ace king, I count 7 automatically. That's 7. That's 14. Plus 2 more aces is another 8. So that's 22 points. Is it balanced? Well, yes, it is. There is no singleton, there's no void, and there's only 1 doubleton. It is a 4-4-3-2 hand. But remember I told you that you play 1 no trump from 15 to 17. Well, what if you have as many points as we do? Well, we bid 2 clubs, which tells our partner, it has nothing to do with clubs, but it tells our partner we have a really strong opening hand. So we communicated to my partner through a unique bid that we have a lot of points. So he's given us a waiting bid. When somebody does 2 diamonds, what it means is, so tell me more. So since I know now that we are going somewhere, I'm going to go to 2 no trump to let him know, actually, it's a lot of points and it's balanced. There are points across the board. And if we click here, you can see that's what I've communicated. Now, partner has come back with 3 clubs, which is a tricky bid, because remember, we've been bidding artificially up till this point. 2 clubs was not because I had clubs. It was a way of saying I've got a lot of points. 2 diamonds was his way of saying back to me, tell me more. But we haven't said anything about our hands yet. Now I upped 2 no trump, saying I confidently have points, and he's gone to 3 clubs, which is a convention. And what he's saying in this convention is a question to me, saying, what's your longest major? Do you have a 4-card major? He knows we have a balanced hand. He now knows we have a lot of points. So what's really happening here is that we're exploring where we can possibly have a great fit. Where's the best fit? Well, I do have a 4-card major. In fact, I have a 4-card major in hearts and a 4-card major in spades. Play it slow. I'm going to go and just continue up the ladder to say I have 3. I'm going to go 3 hearts. We're not going to land in the 3s. We have game, maybe slam. So he then comes back and confirms to me by going 4 hearts that he has at least four hearts and he can go with me. Now, unfortunately, this is where it gets tricky, because if he had more points, if he really thought we had enough points for slam, he would have bid higher. Took us to game, but he didn't take us farther than game, or didn't take us to a place that says anything more than, I only have a couple of points, but I do have 4 hearts. So I'm inclined to just pass. That'll be 10 tricks, and I'll play it at 4. And actually, here, let me move out of the way. Yeah, and actually, I can see there was a lot he didn't have. He only had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. There's not a ton of points, but let's look at how together we are going to be able to make these 10 tricks. Between the 2 of us with 8 hearts, that means that our opponents have 5, and one of them is the queen. If when we draw the ace and king, we can draw out the queen, that would be great. If not, we're going to wind up maybe potentially taking a loss on one of our trump cards, which is why my partner was smart to want to slow it down and not keep going. Beyond winning this ace of spades, that's about all we're going to do. We are going to get 3 tricks here with the ace, king, and he has the queen. And we actually, if we play this right, can get ace and maybe take advantage of the king and queen up here. So maybe there's 3 tricks to be made in spades, 3 tricks to be made in diamonds, that's 6, 1 trick to be made here, that's 7, these 2 tricks, that's 9, and then if we can get rid of the queen, we'll hopefully be able to at least get 1 more trick and make the 10. So partner was right here to say put the brakes on it. I know you were excited about a lot of points, but I can't support a slam. But I can stay in game with you. So let's get going. East started by laying out a club. We know we have lots of cards that can take it. We can either take it with our ace-king up here or our ace here. Let's come up with a strategy. Because one thing I'd like to do is I'd like to try to win 3 club tricks. If I play a king-queen up here and an ace here, I've lost one of my guaranteed club tricks. So what I think I want to do is I think I want to win it with one of my high cards up here. And that will allow me to move to my queen, which is a guaranteed winner. I'll lose that down here, and I can even win a guaranteed spade. And by the time I even have these 3 tricks, I can then move and get these 2 guaranteed tricks, and then at that point come back to my guaranteed winners here. So let's see if that works. And to be honest with you, it's a little bit of a guess here, because if this queen doesn't come out properly, we could wind up not actually getting the 10 tricks, and that's the fun of playing bridge. But let's go ahead. We're going to win it up here. We know that they can't do better, and we'll play it safe down there. Now we've won it at the top, and let's go ahead and actually let's go ahead and take that ace of spades, which I know is my only spade winner. And then I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to come back here, and I want to take another club, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I want to go void with my clubs down here so that I could possibly get another trick. Now, when I play this 8, I may be able to trump it later on. We'll see if that works. That may or may not be a good idea. So let's take our 2 guaranteed trump tricks and see if that queen comes out. Nope, so far no queen. A 2 and a 7. We know there's only 5 hearts between them. And so far they do not. They played the jack, but that queen is still there. At some point, they're going to want to spring it on us. What I think I want to do is try to take advantage of staying in control and maybe stealing an extra trick with my club, my 8 of clubs. And in my course, I explain all the logic of how you want to flow all this together. So let's go ahead and play this down here, which will allow us, we know we're going to win with that, and that brings us to the north. And now I know I have a void of clubs. When I play this ace of clubs, everyone will follow suit, but I'm going to trump that. And now I have 2 still winners up here, the diamonds of ace and king, but I need to be careful because as soon as they run out of diamonds, they're going to play a trump card. But the good news is, as soon as they play that trump card, there's no more trumps that either side has. So let's go ahead and take 1 winner. I may not get this second winner. Honestly, I have not been counting with how many diamonds are out there. So let's see. Maybe we'll get lucky here. We did get it. So now we're going to come here, and I know that we don't have a winning trick. We're going to take a loss on a trick right now, but that's okay. Because we knew we had to take 3 losers. And here's a situation now where we don't have any more spades, so we can take an extra trick here and trump that. And now we know we have this king up here. I think this king may wind up getting trumped by that last heart. It doesn't matter. And we're going to lose this last one, which is a queen of hearts is going to come out. But we wound up getting 11 tricks out, and we only needed 10. That last hand was a lot of fun to play because there was a lot of guessing going on. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to learn to play bridge, I have a course on how to be a confident bridge player in 60 days. And my course comes with private one-on-one lessons with me and more. I'll put the link in the description and the comments. I hope you'll check it out, or just keep watching my videos.